listening. Boachem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Baruch hu ni leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzidchem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
It is wonderful to see you. I think we might have some thunder this evening, and that's going to be just all of our singing. That's what it's going to be. We're preparing for the weather, and also warm and dry, most importantly, in here. We take a moment to say Shabbat Shalom to the people who are around us. I want to invite you, it's okay to even stand up to do this, to turn to the north, the south, the east, the west, in all different directions, to say Shabbat Shalom and to welcome one another into our congregation. Shabbat Shalom. We also turn to the cameras that are in the back and we say Shabbat Shalom to the people who are at home and watching from wherever you may be watching from. Whether you're at home or you are here, it is time for Shabbat. And for those who might need babysitting, we have it here at Temple, and it's in the Mulaski Nursery, which is to the right and then down the first hallway, right by the water fountains and the men's and women's bathrooms. You can turn down the hallway, and there is babysitting available. Shabbat is, at least sometimes I consider Shabbat to be the breath that we didn't even know that we were holding. It's a flicker of eternity, tucked into time itself. And it reminds us to soften, to rest. It reminds us always, each and every week, to return to ourselves. And so, we have an opportunity to create a beautiful Shabbat. And we're going to invite forward Brooklyn and Austin Hudson to bring forward their parents, to light the candles, to bless the wine, and to help us see Shabbat in this week a little differently. So we invite you to please come forward.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. we raise our glasses in joy for the sweetness of this Shabbat and the rain that's going to bring new life. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lamikra'e kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu bacharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
L'chaim. That is very sweet. Austin and Brooklyn, I'm so glad that the two of you have met finally. But to be twins in a family of generational ties to our community is such a beautiful thing. And tomorrow you're going to lead us in worship and in reading the Torah and in delivering an incredible message. And this is just the most wonderful Shabbat that I hope that you and your family get to enjoy together. So Shabbat Shalom, and we look forward to your leadership tomorrow and are so excited. Mazel tov to you. It's my pleasure to also invite forward Nancy Udell and Bill Griffin-Hagen. If you'll please come forward. Aren't you all glad you're inside right now? It looks...
We're very happy we're inside.
Perfect. Well, it's so lovely that the two of you are also standing up here today. So Bill is celebrating his 80th birthday, and Nancy, can I say it? You're celebrating your 70th birthday. But also what's so lovely is Nancy, is that your father, Bob, of blessed memory, was Bill's tennis partner. And also, as Bill was a past president of our congregation, so was your father a past president of our congregation. And so the fact that you're standing up here today, just is it's a cool congregational connection, which is really wonderful. So Nancy, on your 70th birthday, 70 may have come in a blink, but yours has been a lifetime of showing up with clarity and compassion and a lot of curiosity. For decades, you were the one who high schoolers turned to, not just with the scrapes that they may have had or the need for a Band-Aid or two, but with questions and fears and trust. More than a nurse, you were the steady voice, their guide, their morning message, a grown-up who saw them and stayed to support them. You've taught 8th graders about life's biggest questions and remained in spirit the camp counselor who never really grew up, thankfully. So now you dream of the woods and of books that you will finally get to read, of deer hides tanned and curiosity sparked, and time unfolding just enough to breathe deeply in the mountain air. May this year open space for what your soul has always known, that healing is found in stillness, wonder, and living outdoors. And the best kind of wisdom is shared quietly again and again Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of life, who has not only given Nancy her life and sustained her spirit and brought her to this moment, Yom Huledet Sameach, Mazel Tov on your 70th birthday.
Thank you very much.
And Bill,
Yes.
you can snap if you want to, that's great. Bill, for 80 years, you've lived with purpose and humor and heart. And you once hadn't been west of Alabama. That's the farthest west that you had been, furthest west. But then you joined the Peace Corps, landing in San Francisco, and if I got this right, San Francisco, Hawaii, and then Manila. And there you found Gloria, who is glorious. You've shared 56 years of love and partnership together, a marriage built of laughter and strength and deep devotion. And from your perspective, she has put up with quite a lot and loved you through it all. Together, you've built a life filled with meaning, 3 children who make you so proud. With children who make you so proud, 7 grandchildren who bring joy and continuity. And is that right? Is that 7 grandchildren? I want to make sure that's right. You've lived a life of service to the world through the Peace Corps, to Charlotte through Temple Bethel, to clients and friends as a financial planner who helped others through uncertain times with calm and care. You led this congregation with wisdom, serving on the board and as president, guiding Temple Bethel through seasons of growth and through change. And you've made space for joy, never stopping exploring the world around you, staying active with your love by your side. Bill, may this milestone birthday be one more stop on a journey still unfolding. May your love of curiosity and your legacy continue to lead the way, and may the years ahead be filled with adventure, deepening joy, and blessing of family now even closer by. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. God, may Bill's days continue to be rich with purpose, travels full of wonder, and may his home be filled with the laughter of those that he loves. And we all say, Amen. And we say a big mazel tov, and we can snap our fingers. One of the things that our congregation has been doing is creating spaces for interns and internships. And I want to be explicitly clear as why we're doing this. We have interns at Temple Bethel because we're training future rabbis and cantors to be rabbis and cantors. And we're also creating space for people who might be considering becoming a rabbi or a cantor. And so it is my pleasure to have Hadley Lord up here, who has been our intern in the month of June, who may be, no pressure, considering rabbinical school or cantorial school, but showing an opportunity to build our own leadership in our own community so that they may serve maybe our community at a later point or as leaders around the country. And so we are excited to have Hadley Lord here, whose family is beaming. I see them sitting right in front of me. And we're going to continue by welcoming Shabbat with words and with song to help prepare us enter into the sacred time.
Crowd We turn now toward the Ma'ariv Aravim prayer, our ancient poem of gratitude for the cycles of time and light. This moment invites us to notice the sacred rhythm of the world around us, the setting sun, the turning earth, the falling rain, and the renewal of the moon above. With the arrival of the new moon, we welcomed in the Hebrew month of Tammuz last night. In Hebrew, the word chodesh means month, but it also shares a root with the word chadash. Chodesh and chadash. Chadash means new. With each new moon, we are reminded not only of the passage of time, but of the possibility for renewal within it. Tammuz may arrive in the heat of summer when the air feels heavy and stagnant. But the arrival of the new month carries with it an invitation to notice where newness and growth is still possible in our lives. So let us turn to Ma'ariv Aravim, blessing the source of all who brings on the evening and who renews creation each day. May this new month of Tammuz awaken within us a sense of wonder, a readiness to be made new, and the courage to roll forward like the turning moon into the unfolding journey ahead. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day.
מבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
I recently got my driver's license, and accordingly, I've been introduced to the absolute rage that comes with a yellow light when you know you're just far enough that it'd be wrong to accelerate. Or the car behind you honking when the light has barely turned green. Or the 11-year-old in your neighborhood scootering down the middle of the road, weaving in between cars when there's an empty, well-paved sidewalk directly to his right. That one's been weighing on me, I'm not gonna lie. But I've also been introduced to the joys and independence that come with driving. Did you know that you can just drive to the store and buy a container of orange juice? Nobody will stop you. Now I just have one of those lying around. That is entirely out of our control, and it's easy to feel trapped by those things, whether it be a yellow light or a scootering neighbor. In the midst of it all, we tend to lose sight of all the things that free us, which points to something deeper. One of my favorite poets, Jo McDonough, has a poem about a conversation she had with a woman who was recently released from prison. Since being released, she got a job and a car, and she drives herself to work every morning, something that seemed like a far-fetched dream when she was a prisoner. She says that every day on her commute, she sees sweet, silly people, mad, God bless them, at traffic. She laughs out loud alone in her car. Whole highways of traffic. Everybody at the work of being free. Mi Chamocha reminds us that freedom is work, but it's worth it. It's easy to become one of those silly people, angry at the work of being free. It's undeniably hard work, and in the moments when that 11-year-old on his scooter is forcing you to brake, that work is made even harder by recognizing your freedom instead of giving in to your anger. However, appreciating that freedom will do more for you than that moment of anger ever could. So, on your way home, notice the freedom, even at the red light.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha, nourish, nora tehilot, oseh fele, nora tehilot, oseh fele, mi chamocha, mi chamocha, ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha, Adonai, nora tehilot, who is like you, nora tehilot, oseh fele, yalalai, 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 ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
We rise, if we're able, to the words of the Amidah.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, Adonai, sefatai tiftach,
declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, V'zocher chastei avot ve'imahot, U'mevi geula livnei bneihem, Leman shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah gibor leolam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol, Atah rav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Tomech noflim berofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman nata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue in silence with the prayers of our own hearts, and when your prayers have been completed, you may be seated.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, יעשה שלום עלינו, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל Ve'imeru amen, ve'imeru amen. We ask for peace on earth, and we say amen. Ve'imeru amen, ve'imeru amen. We raise our voice as one, and we say amen.
We continue together with the prayer for the people of Israel. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for the people of Israel. Source of life, Mikor HaChaim, bless and protect those who defend the land. Guide them safely home. Holy and blessed one, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, grant Israel's leaders wisdom and courage as they pursue peace with strength and compassion. Freer of captives, Matir Asurim, safely return all who are kidnapped without further loss of innocent life. Master of compassion, Baal Harachamim, help us hold the pain and suffering of all innocent civilians in the region. Teach us to walk your paths of peace, turning fear into trust, conflict into understanding, and weapons into tools for building. Lead us to a future where no nation lifts a sword against another, and war is no more. At this time, we think of those in our community who are in need of healing of mind and body and spirit and soul, and we're particularly cognizant of those of our Israeli brethren who are also recovering after these past few weeks of missile launches and injuries and in hospitals. The names of people in our community who we're thinking about on this Shabbat are on the screens, and I want to invite you to say the names of people that you're thinking about as well, so we can add to these names and pray for them all together. Thank you. 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 Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh HaCholim, blessed are you, O God, who comforts and supports all who are in need.
Misheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us,
I'm going to invite forward Marvin Whitty and Phoebe Whitty. If you will please come forward, and we're going to come all the way to the bima. And you.
And I am going to invite Liz and Michael to come up for their blessing as well.
Hi, guys. You want to come right? Come right over here. Exactly. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Right there. Come face me. Hi. That's all right. Perfect. Hi. Yeah, we're going to have, you're going to go first, and then we're going to go second. All
Okay,
right.
perfect. Face me, face me. Liz and Michael, 10 years ago, you began composing a shared song, a duet rooted in love, in trust, and in the rhythm of sacred partnership. Over this past decade, you've written verses both joyful and complex. You've listened closely to each other's melodies, sometimes in harmony, sometimes in dissonance, but always with intention, always returning to the beat of your shared values and dreams. Yours is a song that draws from deep wells of humor, creativity, and grit. You've learned when to lead and when to follow, when to slow the tempo and when to let the music swell with wonder. Your song, of course, is not a duet alone. It has grown into a symphony. With gratitude, we celebrate your families who shaped you, who continue to hold and uplift you, and whose voices are woven into the fabric of your lives. And above all, we give thanks for Robin and Remy, the newest instruments in your orchestra. Through them, your love plays forward into the future, creating harmonies that neither of you could have imagined on your own. As you look ahead to the next movement in your journey, we offer hopes for the days and nights to come, for sleep-filled nights that restore your spirits, for memory-making days that draw your family closer, and for adventures, near and far, that open your hearts to new experiences and allow you to add to the map on your kitchen wall. May your travels and tasting of new cuisines expand your playlist, and may your love continue to be the grounding baseline that holds it all together. In Jewish tradition, we believe that sacredness lives in repetition, not because every moment is the same, but because each repetition adds depth, nuance, and meaning. 10 years in, you've not only repeated your vows in the living of them, but you've added layers to their sound, richer, fuller, uniquely yours. May your home be filled with music that lifts the spirit and soothes the soul. May Robin and Remy grow up surrounded by this melody of love. And may you always find your way back to each other's rhythm, even when life changes key. Bruchim atem be'ahava, blessed are you in love. May your love continue to be a song worth singing.
Amen.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. We're going to come back up there. That's it. All right, buddy. Come and turn this way. Perfect. Perfect. Confusing choreography. We're okay. So Marvin and Phoebe, on your 96th and 86th birthdays, Marvin and Phoebe, today we celebrate not only the years that are behind you, but the way that you've lived them with devotion to each other, with creativity, and with a lot of care. Marvin from Brooklyn to England during the Korean War, from the 6th grade classrooms to decades as a principal, you helped shape young lives with discipline and heart, and you earned your doctorate led with purpose and still surprise Phoebe with Scrabble words that send her to the dictionary. And Phoebe, your path wove through motherhood and back to the classroom. You earned your master's degree step by step, returned as a substitute, then built a beloved career. For 20 years, you opened young minds with color and imagination and kindness. And together, the two of you raised Mark and Marlene. You built a life in Plainview that spanned 45 years. And when your grandchildren called, you answered, packing up that long-held home to be here in Charlotte, now 18 years into the life at Sun City. You sing, you perform, you play a lot of cards, you keep showing up for life. From barbershop harmonies to your roles in Fiddler on the Roof. Just stay off the roof, okay? From brunch every Sunday to your love for one another, you are living proof that age deepens the music. So today, we bless you, asking God, who has given you these years, sustained your bond, and brought you to this joyful moment. May your days continue to be filled with song. May your days continue to be filled with family, with love, with the joy of life well lived together. And I ask the congregation to please rise. So 10 years and 11 years that we have. But we bless you with a threefold benediction, which is at the center of the Torah. May God bless you and keep you.
Ken yehi ratzon.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's radiance shine upon you and be gracious to you. Ken yehi ratzon.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Shalom.
May God journey with you each and every days of your life. And may God bless you with the most important blessings of all, the blessing of shalom, of peace, and of shlemut, of wholeness. Ken yehi ratzon. May this be God's will, and let us all say amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. Mazel tov, Marlene.
Thank you. We're married 62 years.
62 years. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay.
Mazel tov to you. Congratulations. Mazel tov. Married 62 years. So a little more than 11. Oh, thank you. This is one of those weeks when I wasn't exactly sure what to say. It seems to me, as people have talked to me, that we want the world to make sense. We want the world to make sense. We want good people to win. It would also help if good people actually ran for office. We want truth to shine and things to shine. And these are human hopes. And those hopes matter. But when those hopes harden into certainty, or when we cling to them to avoid grief and fear, they can also become something else. And the Torah asks us, what if the most dangerous thing that we carry is not anger, is not doubt? What if the most dangerous thing that we carry is our illusion? This week's Torah portion, the story of Korach, is not just about rebellion against Moses and Aaron. This week's Torah portion is about what people do when dreams dissolve. Now, after the Israelites let fear override faith and refused to enter the land of Israel, they were told that they were going to not reach the promised land. Rather, their generation would wander and die in the desert so a new generation could enter the promised land. And it is precisely then that rebellion took root. Because when people feel betrayed, that what they had hoped for wouldn't work out, and what people felt betrayed that what they had walked towards wasn't going to work out, they don't always cry. Sometimes they look for people to blame. And sometimes they look for fantasy to follow. And this is where magical thinking enters. Magical thinking is the impulse to reject hard truth in favor of comforting lies and easy answers. It is the fantasy that says America can be restored by sheer strength and nostalgia, that truth is whatever your side repeats the loudest, or that loyalty to a leader matters more than loyalty to a democracy. It is also the fantasy that progressive values alone will protect the vulnerable, that anti-Semitism cannot exist in movements of justice, or that intentions matter more than their outcomes. It is a fantasy that lets us pretend Iran's aggression is just posturing, that Hamas is a liberation movement, that anti-Semitism will fade if we Jews just stay quiet, or that war can be waged without moral cost. Fantasy allows us to shift blame, to avoid responsibility, to deny danger even when the evidence is clear. Now, we see the impulse not only in global conflict, but in our own cities. In perhaps recent elections, some leaders tapped into real pain, rising rents, economic despair, the sense that the system is no longer serves most people. But when that urgency is paired with rhetoric that erases Jewish safety or downplays anti-Semitism, many are tempted to ignore the contradiction. Because we're asked to flatten nuance, pick a side, and silence the ache that does not fit the story. That, too, is magical thinking. The belief that we can erase one truth to serve another. Rabbi Jonathan Sacks of blessed memory warned that magical thinking wears many faces. It can appear as religious extremism, it can appear as utopian politics, it can appear as cynical denial. It is the illusion that if we shout loud enough or shame forcefully enough, we can make the complexity just go away. And it's not like Moses, our tradition's greatest prophet, had it right either. Because in this Torah portion, in a rare moment, Moses breaks, not from arrogance, but from hurt. He takes the rebellion against his leadership personally. And who wouldn't? Because the people he had led through fire and wilderness now call for his head. They are angry not just at him, but at the world that no longer makes any sense. So Moses calls for a miracle, something large enough to end the pain. He asks for the earth, to open up and swallow all the rebellion. And the rebels fall, but the people do not stop weeping. Their grief is not cured. Their fear remains, because pain cannot be swallowed, no matter how deep the ground opens up. What quieted the storm was not some punishment. It was a branch, dry, still, and in classic desert form, kind of unremarkable. That is, until it bloomed. It was the staff of Aaron. Aaron's staff did not thunder. It didn't offer a spectacle. It was a dead piece of wood that all of a sudden started to bloom and bore almonds. This was not magic. It was not fantasy. It was something else entirely. Life emerging from where no one expected it to emerge from. A quiet sign that leadership does not need to dominate to be real, that the truth does not need to shout to be heard. Now, it didn't erase people's pain, but it invited them to see again, to imagine that something sacred could still grow even in the aftermath of loss. And this is the message that I want to elevate on this Shabbat, when I found it kind of difficult to think of what to say. When the world becomes too painful to face, people reach out for fantasy. We see it all around us. These are not fantasies born of ignorance. They are born of grief. The story people trusted and hoped for has collapsed. The dream is gone, and that no one is naming that loss for real. The people in Korach's time were not just rebelling, they were mourning the future that they would never see, mourning the promise they could no longer believe in. And when grief has no place to go, it often turns to blame. And when grief has no place to go and it turns to blame, it begs for magic. But leadership, real leadership, does not come through miracles. It comes through authentic presence, through attention, through the courage to stay and tell the truth when others retreat into easy but unnuanced sound bites. If we want to face this moment with integrity, if we want to face this moment with strength, we cannot offer magic. We must offer instead imagination. We must offer space for grief that does not collapse into rage and a future that does not require fantasy to feel possible. This is not a time for strongmen or slogans. It is a time for telling the truth, making space for sorrow, and choosing to imagine anyway. Not because we're not Jewish is actually all about. Imagination refuses to let fear write our future. It dares to picture a world where safety does not depend on domination, where dignity is not a zero-sum game, and where our children inherit a story that is more honest, more just, and more whole than the one that we were given. That is not magical thinking. That is courage. That is leadership. That is daring hope. And it's precisely what we need right now. Shabbat Shalom. I invite you to please rise with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, L'Tet Gedula Le'Yotzer Breshit, Shelo Asanu Kegoyei Ha'aratzot, Velo Samanu Kemishpechot Ha'adama, Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahem, Vegor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, Va'anachnu Koreim, Umishtachavim Umodim, Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Kadosh Baruch Hu V'nemar V'haya Adonai Lemelech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu Yihyeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad.
Please be seated. Microphone on. As we prepare to say the Mourner's Kaddish, we hold close all in our community who are navigating grief, the loss of a loved one, the weight of memory, the ache of absence. And we also widen our hearts to include our extended family in Israel, especially those who have buried loved ones in recent days after the attacks from Iran. The shadow of fresh loss, they too have risen to say the ancient words, may their grief be met with comfort, may memory be for a blessing, and may our shared prayers strengthen the bonds of hope and humanity, even in the face and shadow of violence and sorrow. Our congregation mourns the passing in the period of Shloshim of the first 30 days after the deaths of Floris Hirsch, Anna Kravitz, Millie Kruglich, Gloria Newell, Daisy Shapiro-Reiki, and Sandy Skipper. We're in the period of Yartzeit, the anniversaries of the deaths of Philip Abel, Mary Batt, Jack Bain, Wendy Block, Gerald Boyers, Lydia Cayon Lagomasino, I didn't say that right, Lydia Coyon Lagomasino, Frank Cohen, Marlene Ecker, Lester Engel, Manny Feinstein, William Feldman, Samuel Friedman, Lillian Gilbert, Ann Gordon, Caleb Son Grant, Bill Gupton, Michael Haggerty, William Francis Haggerty, Irving Hecht, Irving Hendler, Hermine Hersfeld, Max Hickman, David Horowitz, Stephen Hyman, Daniel Jacobson, Shirley Kamenetz, Stephen Kaufman, Terrence Kendrick, Joe Krasner, Judith Lehman, Eva Lerner, Florence Yeager-Levy, Oliver Littman, Bernard Novick, Ida Rosen, Marty Savarick, Ida Schenkel, Jacob Joseph Schwartz, Rose Schwartz, William Schwartz, Gertrude Schwartz, Gloria Sitzman, Philip Stahl, Hazel Stout, Ethel Tager, Robert Udell, Alan Zachary, and Hyman Zaidman. Remember as well all who died in the Shoah and the Holocaust, our American servicemen and women who've given their lives for our freedoms and safety, and those who died defending the state of Israel. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. We rise with the words of Kaddish Atom, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitzgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayei techol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'izgan kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabbah mivarach le'olam olamei olamaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal shemei dekudusha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, v'damiran v'elma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu,
Please be seated. So whether you're here in person or joining us online, we're glad that you are here with us. I want to tell you about a few things that are happening at Temple Bethel. First off, Brooklyn and Austin, we are very excited that you're leading Shabbat services tomorrow, so mazel tov to your families as well. We're going to invite you to celebrate Shabbat on the 4th of July weekend with us next Friday, July 4th. Services begin at 6:13 p.m. as they do, and we're going to follow it by a festival cookout with burgers and hot dogs and classic summer sides. Please register by Monday to attend. Looking ahead to Saturday, July 12th, TBE Jam will be at the Whitewater Center for a night of live music at River Jam. So we'll gather at 6:30 p.m. and the music begins at 7 p.m. And there's no cost of attending, but please RSVP so we can save a space near the stage. If you want to make a difference this fall, we want to invite you to volunteer with our Sterling Elementary Partnership. You can support teachers in the classroom or tutor a student through HeartMath and Augustine Literacy Project. No experience is required. We'll provide all the training and support, so visit our website for more details. And finally, a quick reminder, if you haven't renewed your My Temple commitment for this coming year, now is the time. Religious school registration is also open, and classmate and Hebrew group requests are due by July 15th. We're going to conclude this evening
with Olam Chesed Yibaneh, a world of kindness, of loving kindness, will be built. Amen. We didn't even plan that, but the drash and this song go together perfectly. Those are the only Hebrew words you need. Olam, try.
Olam.
Chesed.
Chesed.
Yibaneh.
Yibaneh.
Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Olam Chesed, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Olam Chesed, Olam Chesed
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.